Hello. Where's the camera? There it is. Hello. It's me again. I only seem to post videos every like 6 to 8 months or so, which is, I know, really silly. And I only seem to post one type of video, but you know, sometimes ideas are thin on the ground. Um, that being said, we're going to get straight into it. As you can probably guess, and as you can probably tell, it's a sketchbook tour because this little chap right here is finished. Took less than a year to complete, which for me I think is a new record. And I think had it not been for the the Inktober, Drawtober challenges that I did, I probably would still be working in this one. So those definitely helped speed up the process of getting them finished. If there are any background noises like ticking, there is a big old clock behind me, my dog is in the kitchen, and it's slightly echoey in here, but apart from that, we should be good to go. As always, highly decorated front cover. Some of these stickers I bought myself, some of them I made from random things I found on Pinterest that I found quite amusing. Same again with like the back cover, nothing too different there. Inside cover is just a lot of stuff and nonsense. There's like bits of paper stored in the front, but yeah, lots of stickers and other such fun things. This first double page spread, it'll come as a surprise to no one. I hate it. It's one of those situations where I didn't really know what to draw at the start of this book, so I just did loads of like squiggles and shapes and random things and tried to turn them into something. Some of them worked, some of them really didn't. Let's move on. Animal Crossing characters, because who doesn't love Animal Crossing? If you don't love Animal Crossing, I don't trust you. KK being a favourite, Ketchup also a favourite, and these were pretty much almost all of them done completely in different coloured fine liner pens, which I did a fair bit of in this sketchbook. Random bits and bobs, almost like a very scrapbook type page with a few little additions of drawings here and there. I always struggle with what to do at the start of new sketchbooks, so it's kind of just a bit of a brain dump, and then it gets into more of a cohesive actual sketchbook. This is from a very old sketchbook from like 2020, I want to say. I think it was 2020. And I really liked it and I wanted to salvage it because the sketchbook it was in originally was like falling to pieces, so I wanted to save it. Another drawing. I don't really do many portraits these days. I don't know why, but there you go. Scrapbooky page of other bits and bobs. Flowers, they came out quite cool. I quite like these. I don't really draw flowers very much because I'm not one of these people who, certainly, well, I probably do more so now, but I don't really like drawing from still life all that often. It was always something I struggled with in art classes in school. So, but I mean, I think these turned out pretty cute. I quite like the tulip in the middle there. Cakes, most of these done in those like mild liner highlighter pens on like little separate pieces of card and different post-it notes. They're okay, I guess. They're kind of cute. More cakes, some 18th century portrait. Don't know who it is. I just saw it online. I thought it was kind of cool, so I was like, I'm going to try and draw that in some ink pens. Really dumb frog cowboy drawing. Another scrapbooky page with some stickers I found in the Lego store. Oh, and this is when I got into drawing food quite a lot, just using fine liner pens, and I really surprised myself at how, I wouldn't say necessarily easy, but how much fun I had drawing these, as I kept doing it and kept doing it. And there's some more there. Is it challah bread? That is one of my favourite drawings in this kind of like series of food illustrations. It turned out so well, and for something being only fine liners, I really developed a love for just drawing with those. flowers. I actually did these from still life. These were from part of a wedding bouquet. Scrapbook, strange little doodles. There's a lot of pages that follow this one where it's just I would say line drawings with just like one ink pen. I applied to do a like art fair a few months ago. Well, I say a few months ago, I think it happened in August, but I applied to do it like months before then. Didn't get into it, stupidly took it really personally, and it put me in this like downward spiral on art block for weeks and weeks and weeks, and I was like really upset about it. But what are you gonna do, you know? Sometimes these things affect you. Please disregard, because oh yeah, it's just shit drawings under there, so I covered it over with a page. A clown. And yeah, these I actually really liked. I just started drawing loads of like really silly, daft things, and my dog is shifting around in the background. Apologies. Yeah, lots of just really silly drawings. A lot of drawings that were based on like jokes, puns, because I've got like a really stupid sense of humour. I love dad jokes. So yeah, this one here at the bottom, Cool Beans, is like one of my favourite things I think I have ever drawn, like ever. It really makes me laugh still. I don't even know where the idea really came from, but I'm glad it came from somewhere because I love it. Emotional baggage, little snail going, that's my house, the bee's knees. See what I mean about like really silly like wordplay doodles? These ones as well. I quite like how that back turned out. Very cute. I started drawing lots of like aliens as well. And Mr. Blobby, if you're from the UK and grew up during the 90s, then you'll know who Mr. Blobby is. Again, Mr. Blobby. People find him really scary. And he is like a weird TV character, but I think he's absolutely hilarious. So, well, that's just me. Frog Wizard. Tried to draw Pedro Pascal as an Animal Crossing like villager / human character. Yeah, looks okay. Other doodles. I'm kind of gonna skip through these quite fast because there are a lot of them. I drew a hell of a lot. These were all post-it notes with all the various ideas for doodles that I came up with, and I wanted to like keep a record of them and check them off as I did them. Country Toads Take Me Home. That's a good one. But yeah, a lot of just like single pen, black and white line drawings really. Lots of vegetables. I tried to make a print out of this, like a digital, I say make a print, I never made any prints of them. I did like a digital version that I was going to think about making into a print if I got into this art market that I didn't get into. But then a digital version of it, I'll probably try and pop it up on screen somewhere. I flipping hate it. I need to get back into digital art creating more because I've let it kind of fall to the wayside in favour of doing more traditional sketchbook based stuff. Hannibal. Oh yeah, started doing more foodie things again. Quite like how these toast slices turned out, they're pretty good. And that cake as well. That cake is one of my favourite food drawings. Turned out real nice. And there's some more there. I kind of like how they look with the really thin dark brown outline as well. Makes them stand out quite well. Other nonsense bits and bobs. Strange little underwater creature. And then a roller coaster because that's funny. More scrapbooky stuff. Grumpy bumblebees or grumblebees. That's my dog. Weird pumpkins, because I wanted to draw some pumpkins for Halloween coming up, but not traditional like cute ones. So I found loads of images online of pumpkins that had started to rot and go all weird and saggy, and I think they look really good. And then I got into, oh, this page is stuck together. Pixel drawings. Don't really know why. I think it's because I found a little notebook that had this like grid paper in it, and I didn't want to get rid of it. I wanted to use it for something. So I just drew all of these pixel things, and then I went and did a load of pixel art renditions of like famous paintings and made like a gallery spread in my sketchbook, as you'll see. So Vincent van Gogh's Sunflowers, Girl with the Pearl Earring, Starry Night, I stuck all that together, Mona Lisa, Water Lilies. That's meant to be a Van Gogh one, but I think the grid's too big that it makes it a bit hard to read. There's some more. That one took me over a week to do because the grid is so flipping tiny. And there's that one there. And this is where the Inktober begins, and this is what filled up the rest of my sketchbook, because I took part in 3 different Inktober or Drawtober challenges. So I did a Pedrotober, which was started by Morg Design on Instagram. I did Silly Little Guys, which was done by Silly Art Collector on Instagram, and then Peachtober by Very Little Peach. You will see as I flip through the pages and carry on that the Pedro Pascal drawings in particular get better and better, and it's testament to the fact, and I always believe this, the more you draw something, the better you will get at drawing it. So I'm going to take this out of the way. I'm not going to go through what each prompt was for each day, because I'll just be here forever in that case. And at the start I did like multiple drawings on one page, and then the further it gets into the month, each challenge had a single page. So it was like, instead of 3 drawings on 3 pages, it would start off being 3 drawings on 1 page and then develop into something else. Frog Wizard is one of my favourites. This is, I don't know if you'll be able to tell in this light in particular, but the gold sort of embossed bit is, well, embossing powder really, which I forgot I had. I'm probably not really going to talk much to this bit. I'll just sort of skip through pages and then maybe talk about my favourite ones. Like this is one of my favourite ones. It was like object with arms and legs goofing off, and at the time the printer we had at work was goofing off and breaking down constantly, so I decided I was going to draw that. This one I quite like. This is when I kind of started to feel that the drawings were getting a little bit easier to tell that, oh yeah, that's Pedro Pascal, rather than, oh, it kind of looks like him. That was kind of cute. Some of them I gave a lot of time and effort to, others I was just like, forget that'll do. Like the Screaming Possum Cowboy, I quite like. Bug Businessman is another good one. This one I really like. I did put a fair bit of time into that. Is that stuck together? No, it's not. This one I quite like as well. I mean, very simple, but I think the colours really work. It's meant to be like one of those retro Halloween masks that is made out of that really terrible smelling moulded plastic that I remember wearing as a child of the early 90s. So see, that's, you can look at that and go, yeah, that's Pedro Pascal. That one I quite like as well. The hair turned out really well on that one. This one as well, I think this is one of my favourites. This one, and I think the last one in the challenge that I did. I didn't, you won't see every single Inktober drawing in this sketchbook because it filled up this one and spilt over into my new one. So you'll see the remainder when I do the sketchbook tour for that sketchbook, which probably won't be for another 6 to 8 months time. So, you know, hold tight. This one, oh, this one was for Merge Mansion, which I think he did like an ad campaign for. And it ended up, this one and other drawings by people who also participated in this challenge ended up being shared on Instagram by the game makers themselves, or like the account for the game, which I thought was quite cool. I wasn't expecting that, so I was like, oh, mother, I'm famous. Little Animal Crossing, I was like, what is that? This one I think is my favourite just because of, I really like how the colours all work together and like the silly little cartoony drawings. Like we have the actual like portrait of Pedro, and then I wanted to go into like very silly cartoon expression drawings, and I think they worked really, really well with the text as well around them. This is from a Graham Norton interview when he was promoting The Last of Us, obviously, because it says The Last of Us there. I'm so silly. Agent Whiskey from Kingsman 2. This one I quite like as well. Very simple, but I really like it. Robot. This one I quite like as well. This was weird shaped tech, so I googled loads of different weird shaped techie items, like a soy sauce fish lamp. I think this is meant to be a TV that's like a big sphere, and then a heart-shaped mouse and some weird little keyboardy thing. And then Sailor Moon ones. That was the last drawing in this one. And then the rest of the pages are just where I was testing out different pens and things that I bought over X amount of months. Stamps, tapes, stickers, other pens. And yeah, so that's pretty much that really. Like I said, it'll probably be another 6 to 8 months before you see another video from me, unless I can think of something else to share in the meantime. Do not hold your breath, it might not happen. But yeah, so that is that. Thank you for putting up with my long absences of, you know, just not really being around to make things. Thank you for sticking by, and I will see you again some point in the future. Bye.